Alright, welcome back to the Roblox course, and in this lecture we're going to talk about the difference between local scripts, normal scripts, and module scripts. Now this is a bit of a more theoretical lecture, however it is important. So looking back, we have always only created normal scripts. So we created scripts that ran in the server script service. Scripts there obviously run on the server, so they then are running for each client. The idea in Roblox is that you have a server and people connect to that server. Now, if you are a player, you are a client, right? And the server, of course, is simply the server. Now, if things happen on the server, things are going to be seen. So if we create an object and that is created on the server, it's seen for every client. If we create something on the client side, it is only seen for that client. And this is something, for example, GUIs, so basically user interfaces. Those are all done locally with local scripts because, well, usually the server doesn't need to know about how the GUI looks like. The server maybe only needs to know, hey, is this button pressed or this button pressed? And the server doesn't need to know about the layout, let's say how this looks or what text is displayed or all of that is not really necessary. Now, if we look at this, so inside of our server script service, we can only create scripts and module scripts, and everything else is grayed out. This is because this is what is supposed to be created there. And let's just create a module script. So it immediately creates a table here for us. And the idea for module scripts is those can be, like I said, in the server script service. They can also be created in the server storage. And the most important thing is, so if they are in the server storage, they are not run. So they don't automatically run. Whatever is written in here, functions, variables, doesn't matter. The module scripts are basically used so you can load them in other scripts. We have seen the math library. That's basically what you can think of as a module script. Just as an example, this is very similar to that. So this is the idea of a module script. They are usually in server storage. Right now we have created one in server script service. It's basically the same thing. And a module script, it doesn't run code, it can only be loaded in other scripts. So that's very important to know. Also important, you usually don't want to use local variables if you want to use them outside of this script, right? We have seen before that we should always have local variables everywhere, basically. Well, the module script is one example where this doesn't apply to, because if we want to use those, variables or functions outside of this script, then of course they can't be local. Now this is an example, just a overview, let's say, of a module script. We're gonna see examples going forward, but just once again that you've heard it and you understand the difference at least a little bit. Now the normal script, we can see here the referencing parts. We've seen this already. This is in server script service, and this happens for everyone, so the server. And now there are also local scripts, and they are basically used to, change client-only objects. For example, the player's camera could be changed. We could access that and, look around. There are also other things that might be changed. So the backpack, the model of the player, of course, the GUI, that's the most important thing used for local scripts. And yeah, so those are like some of the ideas here. If we look into down here, the starter player, we can actually see that there are different types of scripts, character scripts and player scripts. And if we were to plus there, we can see local script. So here we could, for example, make a local script. As you can see, it also gives us an example of what happens. So a script that runs on clients, not servers. Local script can only run when parented under one of the following, and then only under backpack, the model, the GUIs, the scripts, or the replicated first service. So those are where local scripts run. And like I said, they then only changes that happen in local scripts only happen for the client itself. That's sort of a brief overview of local scripts, module scripts, and normal scripts. When we go through the rest of the concepts, the basic concepts, and even going through making a game, then what we're going to see is some application of these things. But it is important to, have a foundation of this knowledge and to have heard it. That's always one of the most important things. Even if maybe it's a little bit confusing at this moment in time, once the application and once we basically apply this, we're going to see that this makes a lot of sense. That's the basic overview over local, normal, and module scripts. Like I said, this serves only as a theory and an overview, and we're going to see going forward some application of that in the near future. Now, if there are any questions, of course, feel free to ask. I will be sure to respond to that. And yeah.